All right. So one of the other things you want to do is get your data off of LinkedIn. All right. That's where the real value is. Most lead gen places, by the way, if you go on Fiverr, Upwork, or wherever you go to hire a VA to build you a list, which I recommend doing versus buying a list from a list broker that's just been recycled 500,000 times. A couple of things to keep in mind. Number one, most of the time they're just going to LinkedIn. You can do this stuff yourself, right? But then number two, a lot of folks will use Data Axle and they think it's free because it's at the library, and that's technically true. But I had literally had the sales rep from Data Axle pitching me, and it was going to cost $5,000. And I just asked him, why would I give you $5,000 when I can log on to the public library and access it for free? And he said, yeah, you can. But that data that's at the library, they donate those to the library, and it's anywhere a minimum of 3 or 4 years. Most of it's 5+ years old, which means a lot of it's just no longer valid. So it depends on your space, but if you're in a space where technology is making rapid changes to that space, odds are that's probably a worthless place. It's something like manufacturing or some of the blue collar, okay, but you're still going to have a lot of hit or miss, because just look at all the local companies today that weren't there or were 5 years ago, or the ones that were there 5 years ago that aren't today, and that's kind of what you're dealing with. But nonetheless, what they do is they go to LinkedIn to build you a list. When you hire one of these VAs, or I don't care where you hire them from, or just get a contractor on Fiverr or Upwork, they usually go to LinkedIn. There's a lot of other things they can do with Google and so on and so forth for lead sourcing. And we do that stuff too. But the main thing is you want to be able to get it. So LinkedIn lost a lawsuit, right? They wouldn't let you get anything. They used to let you take it all the time. You could just download it to an Excel file. They stopped that. But you can go and get your first level connections from LinkedIn. And I don't remember if it's once every 6 months or once a year, how often they let you do that. But they lost that lawsuit, so they have to let you do that. You technically own that data. You have a legal right to it, so you can get that. What they won't let you do is the search results, the ones who aren't connected to you, which is what we want, right? So then you gotta go buy a scraping tool. And again, these folks that are building lists for you, that's all they do, right? It's a Sales Navigator account and scraper tool. They put a list together, send it to you. They do that once a day, and they're doing pretty well, okay? Scraping tools, I've used a handful of them over the last few years. I landed on Phantom Buster, and we did that on an agency for the agency wide, and it was costing me almost $500 a month. I mean, we're scraping thousands, okay? But what we did was we built that into the Lead Yoda platform. So you don't need a scraper if you subscribe to that. If you subscribe to one of the other automation tools or doing it manually, you're going to need a scraper so you can get their contact info. Otherwise, the only way to get their contact info is if you are first level connections, and they'll let you. This is how you do that for your connections from LinkedIn, okay? And then you can download a CSV file of all of your first level connections, which is a good idea to do as often as they'll let you, if it's every quarter or every 6 months or once a year or whatever it is, and do that and put them in a drip campaign, all from a newsletter, whatever. You want to keep in touch and maximize the value of those first level connections, okay? And in addition to their contact information, LinkedIn will give you a lot of info that you can use AI with to customize those messages, right? I can talk to them about recommendations they've received and actually reference that stuff. I can talk to them about things that comments they've made, posts they've made, volunteer work, causes they care about, where they went to school, where they work projects, if they've updated that sort of stuff. There's just a lot of data that you can get on those contacts, okay? Highlighted events. Events are another thing. We didn't do a separate one on it. I should have. Shame on me when I did the in-mails and groups, but events are a massive opportunity for marketing. folks. So basically, what these tools do, mine's not the only one, but what these tools do is somebody signs up for an event, you can then sign up for the event and then message everybody that is also attending that virtual event on LinkedIn. So we do it all the time with lead gen events and sell subscriptions. So it works like a charm. But you can also do it with, digital marketing or accounting or whatever, taxes, whatever. And think about what events your target audience is going to attend, either in person or a virtual one. And that's who's typically attending those things. And then you can message them. Okay. I'm going to stop on the AI stuff for now. We're going to do some separate stuff just with that because it changes so quickly and there's so much there. And I wanted to keep this about LinkedIn for right now. Okay, thanks.